story to break just recently is that Henry Cavill will not be returning after he had the understanding that he would be returning.
Found out Henry Cavill is experiencing a rather unexpected and strange turnaround in the course of his career, and just like his fans, the Superman actor is raging with fury. What's this all about? Keep watching to find out. DC fans across the globe collectively lashed out in pain as British actor Henry Cavill said he will no longer be donning the red cape as Superman in the DC Comics extended cinematic universe. Fans were stunned as this comes after Cavill announced in October he'd be returning as the Man of Steel. Cavill even made a cameo as Superman in a mid-credits scene at the end of Black Adam, the DC film starring Dwayne Johnson. On Instagram, Cavill explained he had a meeting with filmmaker James Gunn and British film producer Peter Safran, who in October were named co-chairman and chief executive officers of DC Studios. "I will, after all, not be returning as Superman," Cavill wrote. "After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest. But that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that," Cavill said. Despite him not reclaiming the role, Superman is still around. Yeah, right? Fans don't seem to wish to live with the reality of Henry Cavill not being Superman, but Cavill is being all modest and neutral about it. He further wrote, "Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards." Meanwhile, Gunn also took to social media, tweeting he and Safran have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. "We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill," Gunn said. Gunn then started answering questions from fans where he confirmed, among other things, that he'd been writing a Superman film for a while and that this would not be an origin movie. This announcement shook the world, especially because the fans are just recovering from Cavill's exit from the Netflix series The Witcher after being the leading man for 3 seasons. Since their appointment, Gunn and Safran have been reevaluating the studio's slate of projects, with some decisions recently making headlines. As if it couldn't get any worse, director Patty Jenkins opened up about reports that the studio would not be moving ahead with a 3rd installment of the Wonder Woman franchise. "Let's see how furious the fans are." The fan wrote, "There is no one better than #Henry Cavill to portray #Superman, and we as fans all around the world know that #Henry Cavill Superman." Another fan added, "If it's true, fly away, dear Henry. Fly away now, you're on time, and take the red cape with you. Take your fans with you. Take all of the best Superman ever fans with you. Your goodbye will be ours. Here, feeling blue, #Henry Cavill Superman." While another fan commented, "WB didn't deserve Zack Snyder. The fans didn't deserve Zack Snyder. He was way ahead of his time. Thank you at Zack Snyder for giving us your outstanding trilogy. We didn't know what we had until we didn't have it. I'm officially done with the DCU. #Henry Cavill, #Henry Cavill Superman." And another fan contributed, "What a huge letdown. I'm so heartbroken. I have zero interest in anything DC anymore. You guys don't give a damn about the fans. And poor Henry, I feel so sorry for him. He embodied Superman. Nobody asked for a young Clark story. We have seen that a million times already." And another loyal fan concluded, "Immensely grateful to Zack Snyder for choosing Henry Cavill as his Superman. A big thank you for the relentless faith and support he has shown for Henry no matter what. There won't ever be a better actor-director duo in DC than these two. #Henry Cavill Superman." Well, Guardians of the Galaxy director and DC Studios' new co-chairman, James Gunn, is indeed writing a Superman movie and has decided that actor Henry Cavill won't be part of it. Although Gunn claimed it was not the easiest news, especially since everyone thought Cavill will hang around for a little while. Oh well, the new Superman film penned by Gunn will take the character in a different direction and focus on the superhero's younger years. The announcement comes amid momentous change at DC Studios and parent company Warner Brothers, which has been slashing scores of projects to cut costs after merging with Discovery, Inc. As you may already know, Cavill has played Superman since the 2013 film Man of Steel and last appeared in the role in a cameo in Black Adam earlier this year. How unfair is it then that just after resigning from the lead role in Netflix show The Witcher, he announced he won't be returning to play Superman again?
In a fight between Black Adam and Superman, pound for pound, they're pretty close. I guess it probably all depends on who's playing Superman. I will just say that. So I'll leave it at that. I will leave it at that, and we'll just go with that one.
Also, Dwayne Johnson might have been talking about the hierarchy of power changing in the DC universe with Black Adam, but he wouldn't have meant it quite so literally. As a result, the new duo have understandably been working on their plan for the worlds of DC going forward. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. He explained, "But we just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future." Now, just because there will be a new Superman in town didn't mean that Cavill's cape days were over. After all, Variety has reported that Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams' take on Superman was still in active development. The worlds of DC is a place where numerous versions of the same character can exist, such as Batman. But following Gunn's tweets, Cavill has concluded in his own statement that he won't be returning as Superman at all. Too bad. Fans believe it's a double blow for the star as he recently exited his role as Geralt in The Witcher, which many speculated was to free him up for a new Superman movie. That might well have been the case, but sadly, it isn't any longer. Where Black Adam looked to be moving back to the DC universe established by Zack Snyder, it's possible that Cavill's exit is an indication that we'll see a definitive split from that iteration of the worlds of DC. Meanwhile, Gunn has spoken about their take on the DC being connected across movies, TV shows, and animation, much like the MCU is. It would make total sense that the new shared universe going forward would establish its own version of characters rather than using previously established ones. And Wonder Woman 3 already looks unlikely to happen, while there have been reports that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom might mark the final Aquaman outing for Jason Momoa, who may end up playing a different DC character. Additionally, there is Flash, Shazam, and Fury of the Gods to enjoy, so maybe the fans have things to hold on to. What's also to note is that after the release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in December 2023, we get a reset for the worlds of DC and there's a clean slate going forward. Cavill's Superman is just an unfortunate casualty of that, and you'd assume Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam will be too. Black Adam so obviously set up a future clash with Superman, if not in the sequel, then in a future movie. Without Cavill, it'd leave an awkward narrative gap for any follow-up that no amount of splashy CGI violence could cover. Given how passionate Johnson is about the character of Black Adam, we can't rule out in finding a way to bring him back though. Unfortunately for Cavill though, his Superman days are done, which, whatever your feelings on the Snyderverse, is a shame as it was clearly a dream role for him, and arguably one he never really got to fully realize. Remember, our opinions are based on gossip and rumors and not facts, so keep an open mind as we see you in the next video for more entertainment.